cybercrime conducted. As a lawyer, whenever you're advising clients, you need to very clearly understand what are the different modalities that are necessary in conducting the investigations of a cybercrime. First, who can investigate? So, Section 78 of IT Act specifically give the power to any police officer to investigate who is not below the rank of inspector to investigate cybercrimes. Section 80, Clause 1 of the IT Act says that in cases of serious offences, there is no necessity of a warrant. Section 80, Clause 2 says that once an accused has been arrested, he has to be produced in front of the magistrate. So remember that these are specific provisions which will override provisions of CRPC as well. After that, what happens? Uh, af- Once this is done, there will be a pre-investigation assessment by the investigating officers. Once you have registered your complaint, the first thing that will happen is the investigating officers will go through the fact of your complaint and see what are the different offenses that are made out in the complaint. Second thing would be that he will be issuing a preservation notice. So what is a preservation notice? A preservation notice is a notice that tells that if you have alleged that a cybercrime has been committed through, say, mobile phone of the accused or laptop of the accused, then a notice would be issued that you cannot delete, edit, or substantially alter any data in those devices. Otherwise, you will be charged with destroying the evidence. After that, once the investigating officer is satisfied that there was a yeah once the investigating officer is satisfied that there are certain offenses that are made out through your cyber complaint, he will identify the crime scene. Now, what is the crime scene in case of cyber crimes? This is a very tricky thing because unlike normal crime scenes, there are no more often than not, it is very difficult to track the physical devices that are used. So for that, you will have special investigators, forensic analysis who will go through the IP address. A lot of time people use proxies and other softwares to hide their IP address. So that is done. That's a first procedure that would be done. All the devices, everything that is used while committing the crime, that would be identified and attempt would be made to secure that. After that, all the documentation is done by the investigating officer with the perspective of as and where is. As and where is means that the once you have gotten access to the system, once you have gotten access to all the devices that are used in committing the cyber crime, you will the investigating officer or anybody is not allowed to alter anything. This is very similar to what we have in normal investigations, that in the crime scene nobody is supposed to falter. Yeah, exactly. When that's the most important part. When we say cybercrime, crime scene is not just crime scene is not physical. Crime scene would be websites, emails that you cannot delete any email that would constitute crime scene. Your your physical copy of your laptop, mobile phone, all those would constitute crime scene in comparison to a physical crime scene. Collection of the evidence by following the procedure for gathering evidence from switched off systems and live systems. So what happens if the system is switched off? In that case, the investigating officer is not supposed to switch on the system. They are supposed to take the system as and where is and follow the protocol. And if the system is live, then they are supposed to close it without altering or without deleting the data. Then there would be a specific method of forensic duplication. What is forensic duplication? Forensic duplication is when an exact replica of your hard drive, your system is taken and sealed with the police. After that, you would be conducting interviews from all the people concerned. Now, these interviews would include whoever was physically present during the evidence during this or anybody else who can verify that this crime has been committed. After that, there would be a documentation and labeling of all the evidence that have been collected in the crime. Then packaging and transportation. After that, the normal panchnama and seizure proceeding. Post the seizure of the evidence in the investigation, the same will be presented before the jurisdictional court. So basically, as you can see, this is not very different from the investigation that is conducted in a normal crime scene. It's just that the proceedings have specifically been altered to take care that there is no alteration by police officers and no data is deleted during evidence collection stage.